I'll call a meeting of the National Board of Assessors to order at 9 a.m. on Thursday, August 25th. Let the record show that present from the board are Mr. Bergeron, who's to my right, and myself, Robert Early. Daniel Hansberry could not make this meeting. Could I get a motion to waive the reading of the public minutes from the Board of Assessors meeting held Thursday, July 28th, 2022, accept them and place them on file?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Can I get a motion to waive the reading of the non-public minutes from the Board of Assessors meeting held on July 28th, except 2022, accept them and place them on file?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Can I, let's see, let's start now with communications. We go to Director of Administrative Services, Kim Kleiner. Kim?
Mr. Chair, did we vote on the minutes of Thursday, August 4th? I don't think we did.
Okay. Can I get a motion to approve to waive the reading of the minutes of the Board of Assessors work session of Thursday, August 4th, accept them in person, put them on file?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Ayes have it. The minutes are accepted. For communications, Director of Administrative Services, Kim Kleiner. Can I turn it over to you?
Good morning. So this morning we wanted to do something a little different, just for the public and for the board to have an idea of how our new equitable property value tool works. It went live last night at 5:30, and it has all of the preliminary assessment data that the public will need and residents will need to access. So I'm just going to switch over, and I know our videographer is going to zoom in. So it's right here from the front page of the website. This area is what we call our curtain. You will see it has buttons, so if depending on when a resident joins the site, they might see this one, this photograph, they might see this picture. If they wait long enough, it's going to come up to this, or they can use the arrow to arrow over. So earlier this spring, we entered into a contract with Esri, our GIS provider, and they have worked with GIS, Pam Andruskevich, who's been huge to this project, all of our assessing department, and our information technology department to build this tool. So if you click here, it'll take you into the tool itself. And if you scroll down, you're going to have a variety of just different statistics. So how many properties we have. This preliminary valuation is the total of all taxable property before exemptions and credits. So not to say that that is the value that would ultimately be taxed. Then it discusses how the values for the revaluation were determined. And this goes right to Vision's website. So Vision has put together a tool that tells exactly how they measure, how they list, how they consider a property condition, and how they build the assessment. So residents can click on any of these tabs, and there's a nice little video that explains it, whether it's your building value or your land value, and there's all additional types of information. So we felt it was important that they get this information directly from Vision, because Vision is the one that determined the preliminary assessments. So going back, close the tab, sorry. I did not. There we go. You'll find some of the items open in a new tab and some do not, and just click the back button. That was my error, I should have clicked the back button for that. Okay, so we're back to the, this is the vision site. If we go down, this is where most of our residents are primarily going to be interested in searching for the preliminary assessment on their property. There are two that are PDFs. So when you open them, they will be in a PDF format. And there is a search tool. So this is the preliminary value by owner. And you'll find that the owner is here and it is sorted by owner. Here in this corner is your search tool. So if you wanted to put in a specific owner, and I'm just gonna choose probably one of them, then, I can't see from here. Then those, it's gonna come up with everything with that value. And you can just keep going, or you could put in the first name and it would bring you right to that. So that's the by owner, and the address really that's next to it, there you go again, is the same way. It works the same way, same search tool. It's just if it's easier by address, to go by address, then you can do that. So, by owner, by address. If you are interested in an Excel version, say you want to sort it for some particular reason, not by street, not by owner, you can download this Excel version here that says it's downloadable. Now it'll be on your system and you may alter it in any way you see fit. But what it won't do is it maintains the integrity of ours. Ours stays as is. Here, WebPro is something that should be familiar to all of us. It's our regular WebPro application, except that it has been updated with preliminary 2022 assessments. So if you are to search your parcel, you will come up with, and I'll just use a random street. You will come up with the 2022. Let me do Maine. So for this building, so I went past it. I did. Does anyone see it?
It might be full now.
There we go. So I'm pulling up the parcel for this building, and what you'll see is it now says year 2022. That's the new preliminary assessment. If you go to the summary tab, you'll get a lot of the information that is currently on your property record card. But if somebody does want a assessor's card, which is what we commonly call it, the full property record card, they can email our office and we will provide it to them through email. So that's WebPro, and WebPro is updated. I'm gonna go back. For additional resources, we have Vision Government Solutions website. We have an article or press release that the DRA put out for many communities that were doing revals at this time. Hudson, Salem, and Manchester did one last year. So this was the former director, James Jerry, did a little explanation on how your property taxes are calculated and what your assessments are. It's very useful for someone to understand. Back to our Nashua assessing page. Here is a new tool. This is the tax parcel map viewer. And there are instructions here in this corner. If you do put in a property, this is going to give you your 2021 taxes information, because 2022 can't be set until the DRA issues our tax rate sometime in November. And once they do, we will update this, and they will now have the 2022 breakdown. But what it does, which is a little different for people than what people are used to, and this is on your tax bill if you look at it closely. See if I can get 229. Okay, so here's City Hall. If I click on it, you can see the information that's being populated. It's not only breaking down the tax, it's breaking down the municipal portion of it, the local education portion of it, the state and the county. So that, if you look on your tax bill, that's broken out. And that's what's breaking out here. We do have a note telling people this is their 2021 because 2022 can't be set yet. And it does explain this is before exemptions or credits. So if you have a veteran's credit, this is not what you would see on your tax bill, and it gives you a link to the exemptions and the credits that you could possibly apply for. But that it would be full tax bill before any exemptions or credits. And most people are going to, I think, be interested in the 2022. So like I said, once tax bills are issued, we will update that tab and they will be able to see it there. There's a number of pieces of this tool that we are still working on. Abatements, we're going to have a section for abatements. Some of those we put off and we'll continue working with Esri, but they weren't important for the preliminary data that our residents are gonna need. So you saw the tax parcel viewer. These are all sales, and they're sales that were used for the revaluation, and they're sorted and put in different categories. So your residential 1, 2, 3 units by style, your manufactured housing by street, and the top 3 are all Excel documents that you can download. The commercial and the multifamily and 4 are PDFs. Then we have our normal property sales search application. Many of you may be fairly familiar with this. It's on our website, and there's a guide if you're not familiar with it to how to use it. We have all the important dates and the deadlines, and then if you have questions about your property. So this is gonna be the information that is probably most requested, because this tells, and it's on the impact letter that our residents will be getting in the mail within the next couple days. This tells you how to schedule an appointment for an informal hearing. The informal hearings are going to be held in the Chandler wing of the library. So there's an online version to schedule an appointment. You don't need to talk to anyone. You can go to the website, you can schedule your appointment, go down to the library. Or if they'd prefer to do an appointment by phone, you can schedule a phone, and the vision assessors would be happy to go over it with you on the phone. Hearings are going to be held between August 29th and September 19th. Mostly during business hours, but there will be a Saturday that is put in there if they can't get away. And if they call Vision directly, that's one thing that's very important. They need to call Vision. Our people do not have access to make their appointments for them. So when you meet, you are meeting with a Vision assessor. So you can either schedule online, you can schedule by calling the toll-free number. The only thing that we do ask is if you'd like an informal hearing, to really call or go online by September 12th. So like I said, there's a lot more to this that we will be working on in the next couple months, and we'll have ready for the time that tax bills go out. If a resident, has a question about the tool, they can certainly call our office, call the assessors department, and they'll be glad to walk them through. But that's the new tool specifically for the revaluation. Everything is set up at the library, so whenever a resident receives their tax impact letter, or if they just search here on the tool, they can schedule an appointment anytime. That's that.
May I have a question, if I might? I don't know if this happens on the website, but I looked at this information on my mobile devices, and there's a series of photos on the masthead which rotate, and the links to the assessment data only appear on one of the photos. So it's almost like if someone has to wait for that photo to appear before they can access the revaluation data. I'm wondering if there's a way to lock in that photo so it doesn't rotate, so it doesn't change, or to include links to the assessment data in the drop-down menu. And I'm not looking for an answer, I'm just throwing it out there. Maybe IT can take a look at that.
Right, so, there is a way to lock the photo. It's not generally what we do, because there's other resources linked to the other photos. But, let's see, if I believe Rich, we're putting it in, is Rich here? No?
No, Rich went back.
So right below in alerts and notices, the press release that's going out this morning, we'll put it there. So if people scroll down, they will also hit it under this alerts and notices as well. Generally, we try not to lock this box. Because it has links to other data. But if it's here, once the press release is issued, that's two places that they could ultimately click.
So perhaps the headline that has the information about the new data being available could have a live link and a hyperlink. Someone could just hit it and go right to the fields. Okay, that's good. Thank you.
Kim, I have a question. Is that because it's a new technology? In other words, after a few months, will it go away and something else will replace it? and people have to go here to get to it?
So, great question. Ultimately, it won't be on the front page at all. It'll move to assessing.
Okay.
So generally, we keep items on the front page of the website while they are frequently being used, and we know they need to be accessed on a daily basis. Then we move them to whatever department page. So probably sometime after the November, December tax bills go out, we'll move it to the assessing page and just have people find it from there.
And where you had the, where people can go to see the 2021 tax bills, those numbers are before any exemptions or credits. What about the equalization ratio? Has that already been applied at that time, or?
So that's your actual assessment from December of the final bill for 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's all I have. That's.
Yeah, I don't have any other questions either. Good. Thank you.
Okay, now, is that all, Kim? Do you have anything else? No? Now I'd like to welcome and introduce the new Chief Assessor, Paul Sullivan, for his comments or updates. Paul?
Good morning.
Good morning.
I just wanted to say that it's been exciting coming in here and seeing the teamwork in developing this website. You have a lot of people putting in a lot of effort into it, and it's starting to show, and as always, there's some other things that we'll get in there and keep adding to it, but it's been a remarkable show, in a sense, seeing this get taken and being done. So I'm happy to be here. Look forward to continuing my education. That's part of the process that I'm in the midst of. So other than that, it's good so far.
Very good, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
New business items, Greg Turgis.
Good morning, Board.
Good morning.
So the first item I have is simply a timber tax warrant for report of wood cut. Jessica has the warrant to be signed. I just put the information in there in case you had any questions on it.
I don't have any questions.
Neither do I. No.
Okay.
Thank you.
The second item I have is there was a gentleman supposed to be coming from the Nashua Regional Cancer Center. Apparently, he's not here. So we'll pass by that.
A question, if I might, Mr. Turgeon,
Sure.
or of council. Do we need to actually, since it's on the agenda, make a motion to table, or it can just be added to the next meeting's agenda without any formal action?
Whatever you prefer. If it's done formally, there's a better record, so perhaps that's easiest to follow.
If I may make a motion, Mr. Chairman, I would move, therefore, that the late filing of the Nashua Regional Cancer Center's request be postponed to our next scheduled meeting.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Mr. Turgis.
Okay, the next item I have is Casey Castor is here from the Youth Council to explain the late filing of their A9 and A12.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Morning.
My name is Casey Castor. I am the Executive Director at the Youth Council. We're located at 74 Northeastern Boulevard. We are here to request approval of a late filing for exemption on one of the two condo units that we own. We previously, last year, 2021, when we submitted our filing, we were at our former building at 112 Elm Street, 112 West Pearl Street, and we submitted that form before the April deadline. Our office moved in May to our new location, and so this year was the first year that we were filing our tax exemption request. Our Director of Finance and Administration filed one form for a request, and as an oversight, we didn't realize that because we own both Unit 10A and 9B, we needed to file two forms for that. So when we followed up this summer to find out if the exemption was approved, we learned that we needed to file a second form. It was simply our first year applying for the exemption, and we didn't realize that we needed to file one for each of the two units.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any questions?
No, it's
I
a
don't have any
very clear
questions.
explanation. Thank you.
Can I get a motion to approve the late filing of Youth Councils A9 and A12 for the property located at 74 Northeastern Boulevard, Unit 9, account number 42,150?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Following that, since we've approved the late filing, can I get a motion to approve the charitable exemption for Youth Council for the property located at 74 Northeastern Boulevard, Unit 9, count number 42,150?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor, say so by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you very much. Mr. Turgis.
The next item I have is an administrative abatement for the property at 20 University Ave. This was basically just a scrivener's error, and by that created a erroneous tax lien. It's just the paperwork to clean up the tax lien. Pretty, just a formality, basically housekeeping.
Do you have any questions?
No, I
have
don't.
any
No.
questions. Can I get a motion to approve the administrative abatement for the property located at 20 University Ave, count number 39437?
So moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. One more, I think, Mr. Turgis?
Yes. I also have another administrative abatement for the property located at 16 Bangor Street. This is a manufactured home that was basically, was abandoned. The gentleman that owned it passed away. We have abated the 2021 taxes. This is an administrative abatement for, again, housekeeping for uncollectible taxes for a prior year.
Okay. When the owner passed away, does the ownership go back to the landowner, or?
No, it went into an estate. There was no probate. The home was not very good. The park management is in the process of removing the home and replacing it with a new one.
Okay. Any questions, Paul?
No. That's,
All right, can I get a motion to approve the administrative abatement for the property located at 16 Bangor Street?
so moved.
I'll second that. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Is that it for today?
That ends my report. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any unfinished business? I don't know of any.
I'm not aware of any.
Okay. Public comments. Is there anybody here or online? No?
Cheyenne's monitoring board.
I show no one in the waiting room.
I'm sorry?
I show no one in the waiting room. We
Okay.
have a gentleman in here by the name of Rich, but it doesn't look like he would request to speak.
Okay, thank you. Comments by members of the board? Do you have anything?
I don't have anything.
I do not either. With that said, it's time to go into non-public. Can I get a motion to go into non-public for two reasons? First, to discuss matters which, if discussed in public, would likely affect adversely the reputation of any person other than a member of this board, unless such person requests an open meeting. This exemption shall extend to include any application for assistance or tax abatement or waiver of a fee, fine, or other levy, if based on inability to pay or poverty of the applicant pursuant to RSA 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, parenthetical C. Second, under 91-A:3, Roman numeral 2, parenthetical L, for the consideration of legal advice provided by legal counsel, either in writing or orally, to one or more members of the public body, even where legal counsel is not present.
I so move.
I'll second that. I'll take a roll call vote. Mr. Bergeron?
Yes.
Mr. Early, yes.
I will confirm we're off the air.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Frank's gonna come